Well, they say you don't get a second chance, but at the Focusrite Travel Innovation Summit, we certainly want to provide that. So let's welcome back Jason Schulman, because getting shopping right is the holy grail of marketing. And our next demonstrator will give you a glimpse of the future. Please welcome Jason Schulman of X+1.
Quick show of hands. How many people sounded the whistle, cleared the tracks, pulled up a chair for my train wreck this morning? Good. Okay. I'm going to be very careful. No, I want to be clear here that this is their laptop. This is what was the malfunction, not my platform that I'm about to demo to you. That being said, it looks like we've got some new faces in the crowd, and I guess if I ask another basic question, how many people want their online websites, whether it be landing pages, websites, media, like your banner ads and that kind of stuff, to work better? Very simple question. Good. That's my business. That's what we do. We provide tools and services for agencies, marketers, to make display pages and landing pages and websites work better. And we've got a wide variety of clients, both ad agencies, design agencies, certainly in travel. We've got a fair amount of folks, and we'll cover some of that here. 3 main products within our platform. Media Plus One, which I hope you can figure out makes media work better. Landing Page Plus One, I'll let you take a wild guess as to what that does. And then Site Plus One. We're going to demo today Landing Page and Site, but it's important for you to know that it uses the same platform and the same technology to do its thing. So at the core of what we do is data usage. And I know everybody out there, at least in my space of online advertising, says data. What do you do with the data? A lot of folks say segmentation. I do a customer segmentation offline, and I'd like to be able to present relevant content to those people online. I just don't have a tool to do it. Or I need to go to my IT group and get in a queue and have somebody hard code those changes in there. There's a whole new way to do it. You can leverage your existing infrastructure. You don't need to change content management solutions. I'm not here to sell enterprise software or anything big and expensive and hard to implement like that. It's extremely easy to get going, and it utilizes a lot of data that you actually already have. So if you look on the far left there, the in-market, the context and behavioral data. Seeing folks like your gain-loss report, did they come from golf.com? Did they come from myrtlebeach.org? Come to your website, and then where did they go? So it's a combination of contextual and behavioral that we log, and you may already have in your site-side analytics package or an ad server. We add in geographic information. We actually license a database from a company called NetAcuity that gives us a zip code with a 95% confidence level. It's the same company everybody uses in online, Google, Yahoo, etc. That's how you can buy geolocated inventory. Once I have the zip code, I actually license a lot of third-party data from people like Nielsen, who have the Claritas. Anybody familiar with Claritas Prism clusters? That's the demo and high income, so it includes a lot of psychographic, demographic behavior like media consumption, do they have children in the household, high net worth, single, etc. And then there's the interests, the straight behavioral data that you can get from essentially cookies that people see out online. And one important data segment that you're not seeing here is customer data. I mentioned this morning, and I think it's a real differentiator for folks like ourselves, that we can take in our customers' data. So in the case of Delta Airlines, who's a big client of ours, we actually have 33 million SkyMiles members' data, not their names, not their addresses. We don't want that. To us, they're just numbers. We call that number masking and making it anonymous. But we're literally decisioning content on Delta's home pages and landing pages and in external media based on that data. So if I know you're a SkyMiles member for X number of years and you always do 4 trips to Salt Lake City every winter to go skiing, I can use that in my messaging, or in this case, a Surf Waikiki. And we can do this automatically. So everyone in this room, or at least I think I speak for everyone, is trying to do more with less in a very resource-constrained world. And having an automated solution is a benefit to a lot of people. Now, of course, automation doesn't, it scares a lot of people. Letting an algorithm, we use various forms of regression, we use neural networks. I won't bore people with our math, but legal teams, chief marketing officers, all sorts of people in an organization say, whatever the algorithm says, I'm making a rule that the fare to Budapest has to be shown at Friday. So you'll see how easy it is to set up those kinds of rules. I mentioned that we do it in third-party media, which is a publisher. So serving this content on Yahoo is the same as serving it on DeltaAirlines.com or any of our other client sites. And just give you, before I roll into the demo, a couple of use cases. You can drive loyalty programs. Check out our lowest fare deals. We see, because you're in the loyalty program, you're 500 miles away from a ticket. Deliver an appropriate ad right then. We saw that you were maybe in a middle seat like I was yesterday on my client's airline. And follow it up with a little bit more of a customer retention message. You can use it in multi-channel. Right now, mobile is where we offer it, but we're moving into broadband video. And we've actually done a test on Google TV. For us, decisioning content, as long as it's digital, is kind of immaterial whether it's on a TV or whether it's on a website. As long as it's IP-based, Internet Protocol-based, we're good to go. And then, of course, the standard cross-sell, upsell to existing customers. Well, let's check it out. Getting started is simple. See, the whole goal here is that we make a tool where you don't need to be a technical person. I'm not a technical person, as you saw this morning. And we don't want to have you go to IT or any other, like, say, vendor or agency partner to be able to do this. So we'll come in. I'm going to select Site because that's what we're doing today. There's a list of some sites. I'm going to add a new one. Add a page. Let's call it Focus. And since you already know I have Delta, why don't we do a site I don't have. And, you know, of course, you can add team members. I'll add myself. And you can do your standard admin tools, which I don't want to waste time doing. But suffice to say, it's got all. See how it says rendering HTML? It's going out and grabbing the Continental website, rendering that, soon to be in the platform and on the page, so that I can pick what spots I want to optimize and target. And Continental, oh, I called it, did I call it Focus? I think I did. Yes, I did. So there's Continental's homepage. You might want to zoom it down a little bit to make it a little bit more easy to see the whole page. And as you can see on the left, I've got 3 steps. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3. Hopefully this is pretty simple for folks. Step 1 is you need to create the placement box you're going to optimize. So I click on Add Placement. It gives me a number 1. There's a little thing that I can drag and drop anywhere I want to go. Do I want to optimize the flight area? Probably not. That is probably hard-coded. I think this area right here, though, is perfect. It is an ad, after all. Notice how I can drag and drop. I can go in and name it, call it JSON if I wanted to, implementation notes. I can even go into advanced settings and adjust the size and change the number of the placement, because you can have unlimited placements on this page. Given our time, I'm not going to spend time doing that. To put it in, you just copy and paste this code. You can even enter in the instructions in case somebody doesn't know how to do that. I saw the demo of the folks before me that standard code should be fairly straightforward for people to get it. This is so you know I'm not actually putting this on Continental.com right now. Now let's configure the placement box. So I have a creative group, right? I'm going to make one. I need to decide what I'm serving into that box. And then I can make the targeting rules to decide what's serving into that box. So if I go in, here are some I've already created. If I wanted to do a new one, I just click New Group, New Asset, or there's some existing creative groups. Let's say, and I put one on the desktop here in my X+1 folder, and I called it Hotel. And I'll give it a name, which will be Hotel. And you can give it labels and any other way you want to be able to refer to it. Start date, etc., which I'll save myself the time. Oh, it's going to need a click-through URL. We can do a fake one. Already exists. Let's do Jason Hotel. That's good enough. Okay, there's Jason Hotel. We're going to leave it the same. I'll give it a fake name. Doesn't need to be anything good for now. And there's my AAA. If I double-click on it, I can do thumbnail view and actually see all the different creative I've loaded into my system. And there's See, I called it Focus Hotel, JSO Hotel. I think you've gotten it. So we'll cancel that. So I've got my group. I'm going to select a creative group. I'm going to select AAA, and I'm going to add it. Now that's my creative group. Well, who am I serving that to? Let's create a targeting rule. It's a simple if-then statement. If the target matches. Now, I've created some here that are fairly interesting, but let's say we want to just do an entirely new one. New profile. I can do it by metro area. Is in or is not in. I think we'll do is in or Orlando. And I'll leave that one the same. I can day part it. You can have different messages for the different times of day. I can add the connection, the behavioral. There's the medallion level that I talked about bringing in. So any kind of custom data. And since we're winding down here, I will just pick a New York affluential, add it to the rule, click the creative group. I'm going to show the New York affluential deluxe.
Jason, I'm afraid we're about out of time here.
And given more time and on my little table there in the next room, we can dig so much deeper. I'm just so thankful that this works now. And hopefully you found it informative. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate it.
Jason Schulman, expert.